Alright, good afternoon. We wanted to shoot a video about hooking and about dropping trailers. And what we're asking for is that everyone performs the same procedure in the same order every single time. Reason being, if it's done in this order and if it's done without shortcuts, it should ensure that you have a solid connection and eliminate the chance of a high hook or a drop trailer. So think about it like this. If the pin is latched first, it's not possible for the tractor to drop the trailer. If the landing gear is done second, it's not possible to drag the landing gear. And if the airlines are done last, it's not possible to move the trailer without the first thing that's being done. So done in any other order, it is possible to miss a step, move the truck, and have an accident. All right, so that's why we want everybody to do this the same order, same way every single time. All right, so first things first, I'm going to line the tractor straight up in front of the trailer. So you back in, and you're going to get those drive wheels just underneath, and you're going to pause right there. So set the brakes. And what you're going to be looking for is you want to check the fifth wheel height, okay? Reason being that you want to make sure that the trailer is not too high or the trailer is not too low. You want the fifth wheel to just be able to pick the trailer up and ensure that there's going to be a good connection there without any gaps between the fifth wheel and the trailer. So another part about lining up too, I wanted to mention. All of our trailers except our D2 trailers, what you're looking for when you line up, get that sidewall right in line with the side of the trailer there. If it's that way on both sides, you know you're straight in front of the trailer. So you listen for the click, and next thing is next, you're going to perform a tug test. Put it in drive, make sure you got a hook. So that's the beginning of making sure you're hooked. So next thing's next, we're going to check the pin. And first thing to look at is to check the release handle. Make sure it's in the locked position. And next you're going to actually get underneath the trailer there. And you're going to take a look. You want to have a light, flashlight, phone. You're going to make sure that the locking jaws are locked all the way around that fifth wheel. Or rather locked all the way around the Kingpin. And you're going to ensure that there's no gap between the fifth wheel and the trailer apron. So after that, next thing to do is raise the landing gear, making sure both landing gear go up. And as far as turning the crank, you remember you want to take the trailer away, you're going to turn the crank forward. You're going forward and away. You bring the trailer back to drop it. You're going to turn the crank backwards because you're bringing the trailer back. So the landing gear's up, the handle's stowed away, and the next thing to do is the air lines and the electrical line. So, going to ensure that the glad hands are straight and secure. Going to make sure that the electrical line is secured by the safety latch. And glad hands are on evenly. And plenty of clearance between all three lines in the catwalk. So, we'll demonstrate dropping in a minute, but what we want to say about this is that all hooking errors are completely avoidable. So remember guys, no matter how much of a hurry you were in, no matter how late you're running, taking shortcuts and hooking saves no significant amount of time at all. So let's do it right every single time, please. And once you're sure that you follow the procedures and sure you're good, free to pull away and off you go. You have a safe ride. And now dropping. So not done in exactly the opposite order, but the last step you're going to do is release the fifth wheel handle. So back to where you started from. So you get yourself nice and straight in the spot, set your brakes. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lower the landing gear. Take your time when you're doing this. You don't have to rush through it. You want to hold the handle. You don't want to spin the handle with your fingers. And we're going to make sure that both landing gear go down. The other thing we're going to do is, because this is an empty trailer, we're going to take the landing gear down until it's just off the ground, leaving a little gap there. If it was a loaded trailer, we'd take it all the way down till the landing gear touches the ground. Stow the handle away. Next is air lines and the electrical line. So you take them off from outside to in. Helps keep them from getting tangled. You're going to make sure that they're completely stowed away on the back of the tractor there, so they won't come loose if you're bobtailing or as you pull away. And the very last thing, always the last thing, is you're going to pull the release handle. And at this point, the tractor is released from the trailer. The only thing holding it together now is gravity. So, if the only thing that holds the tractor and trailer together is that fifth wheel, and the reason we're doing this video this way is because if you miss either of the first two steps, you're either going to end up with a trailer laying on the ground or airline striking the back of the cab. So having performed those steps all in order, you're going to pull forward enough to get a little bit of pressure away from the Kingpin fifth wheel. Right there. Drop the air, let the trailer settle down nice and gently on the ground. And then you want to pull forward just enough to get the fifth wheel out from underneath the trailer. And pause for a second. So right there is very important. It gives everything a chance to settle. It's going to make it so that if one of the landing gears should fail, the trailer is going to land on the frame of the tractor instead of coming all the way to the ground. So having performed all those steps, you can pull away. Raise the air back up and feel free to pull away. Okay? So guys, again, we want, no matter the circumstances, no matter how big of a hurry you're in, absolutely no shortcuts for hooking or for dropping, because it's going to save no real amount of time to take a shortcut. It takes no longer to do it right, and all the time in the world if something should go wrong. So I just ask you all to stay safe. Please follow these procedures every single time, and we ask you to stay safe out on the road as well. Thanks for your attention. Take care.